Good morning, bon dia, buenos dias. This is Eric Arcis, and today we'll be talking about the journey to the private cloud. Very happy today to have Chuck Hollis, our Global Chief Technology Officer. Thanks, Chuck, for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So there's a lot going on, Chuck, in the industry
Yeah.
these days. What are some of the things that excite you most, or where there's a lot of focus that you see globally?
Well, if you follow the IT industry, you probably realize we're going through some massive transformation right now. IT has the opportunity to move from being a cost center to be a value generator. So we'll talk about IT as a service using cloud concepts. The big news for me is that IT leaders now have new choices about how they want to invest in their IT capabilities that they didn't have a few years ago, and that's a very exciting time indeed.
Great. And, you know, a couple months ago we were at Riviera Maya, Mexico, beautiful place.
Nothing wrong with Cancun.
South of Cancun.
Wow.
Great venue. And you had an opportunity to speak with some of the top CIOs from around Latin America. What are some of the things that came up in those discussions?
Well, for me, that was time very well invested because I got a sense of how things are different and unique in Latin America. One thing that came away loud and clear is that these businesses are expanding fast. A lot of people, the companies they work for, are growing fast. It's pan-regional. Some of them have global ambitions. It's speed, growth, efficiency. The excitement was almost palpable. The second difference that kind of popped out for me, whereas in North America, most IT organizations want to build their own cloud, the vast majority of people I talked to in Latin America simply want to use it. They are in the market now looking for service providers that can deliver enterprise-class IT services that help them grow across the region, but also outside the region. In that respect, it's very, very similar to patterns that I've seen in places like Australia, in South America, in Northern Europe, where there's an opportunity to kind of leapfrog IT evolution entirely and go on to the next best solution as opposed to slog through the mud like a lot of people in North America have to go do.
Now, once that decision's been made,
Yeah.
and the decision to go after a cloud computing infrastructure has been taken, how do you sell that internally to the business leaders and stakeholders throughout an organization?
You know, that's another area where Latin America is different. As we kind of talk to customers in North America, the big headline is save money, right? Save 24% on a private cloud. This is how you go do it. My impression is that the very aggressive business leaders in Latin America care about speed and agility. I can get to market faster. I can move into new opportunities without the usual lag times associated with building out IT capabilities. And virtually to the person that we spoke to, they tended to have a value proposition around anything to do with cloud or IT as a service, around speed, agility, don't have to forecast, don't need a 3 to 5 year plan. I'm creating a pool of capabilities that I can project very quickly as the business moves. And for me, that was very exciting.
Terrific. So when organizations team up with providers to help them on this journey, some providers offer a stack, and they want to sell the entire offering and support the entire offering. EMC's proposing something a little bit different. Can you talk about that?
Well, you know, part of our religion,
Yeah.
whether you agree with it or not, is we think the key enabling technology here is virtualization. Of course, that's VMware in our portfolio. As people move to the cloud, virtualization helps in 3 ways, depending on where you are. I think most people have experienced the value associated with just consolidating applications and pulling money out that you can reinvest in the business. In the second phase, as we go to business applications, we're seeing better service levels, better security, just better IT in general, and some of that flexibility. We now have handfuls of customers that have moved to the third phase with virtualization, actually delivering IT as a service. They're using their own capabilities plus a network of compatible service providers to move very quickly indeed. And I think as we think about virtualization and stacks, we're looking for all 3. Help me save money on what I'm doing today. Help me deliver better versions of the applications that the business is using today, but ultimately get me to this place where I can be very fast, very agile, very nimble as the business leaders decide they want to go do new things.
Terrific, Chuck. And my final question for you today is, what are things that an organization needs to do to prepare as they take that journey once they've decided to go through?
I think it's focusing on the journey. You know, we as vendors tend to talk about specific technologies. You know, for the last period of time, I thought, you know, technology's done. It's good.
Right.
We have to now decide as IT organizations how we want to consume what the technology is capable of doing it. So, you know, in my most honest moments, I say the opportunity is ripe for IT leadership. If it's business as usual for you in your IT leadership role, there will be no cloud. Right. There will no be IT as a service. Preparing is having the right mindset and attracting the right skills. a more tactical level, I see a lot of interest in moving to virtualization simply because it prepares you to move to external IT services, cloud, and everything like that. Very exciting times indeed.
That's great, and like you said, it provides a terrific opportunity for IT to really take that leadership role in the organization.
You know, if I were to kind of guess what business leaders want, they want value generators.
Right.
You know, who wants to be perceived as a cost center? Who wants to be, you know, the captain of no when somebody says, hey, we want to move into this new country or offer this new service or have this great idea of making money? IT should not be in the way of that discussion.
Terrific. Thanks so much, Chuck. Very much appreciate you joining us today. For more information, please go to chucksblog.com or check out some pages that Chuck has on cloud computing on emc.com. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, everyone.